I think it's very interesting, just before I begin, to look a bit differently at retailers and our responsibility, our role, what role we can play in this transition of energy efficiency and sustainability in general. We have around 700 million visitors to our stores every year. We have over 1 billion visitors to our website. This is a huge platform where we can talk about not just what we're interested in, but what we think makes sense from a society perspective. Because there's no doubt about it that we are 100% convinced that this is a mutual agenda. We cannot continue to conduct business the way we do now if we don't meet the current challenges of raw materials, of increased energy supply and things like that. We would very much like to be part of this solution because we are, to some extent now, part of the problem. But we think we can, it's a mutual agenda and we would very much like to work together. So thank you very much for inviting me here. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah, that one. Technical stuff. Maybe it's over. Hey, just no, can you? I'll do, and you push it. Yeah. Yes. Just before not before, but this is to put into perspective where we view sustainability to be part of our overall business approach. This is a picture of our business strategy for the coming 5 years. It's been going on for 5 years, so it's a 10-year strategy called Growing IKEA Together. And as you see, we have 4 cornerstones, sustainability being the third. As a sustainability manager, this is a great achievement for us working in this field within IKEA. But I think, or it's very much proved that our top management see sustainability and everything, all elements that are involved and all part of the sustainability agenda as a key prerequisite for conducting business in the future. And I'll just explain a little bit more what we mean by sustainability. We have a sustainability strategy called People and Planet Positive that is divided into 3 areas. One is the immense impact that we have on people through our products. We think we can utilize this and help millions of people to live a more sustainable life at home. There's something about what we call resource and energy independence, and something about a better life for people and communities. I'm not going to go very much into the third one, but focus on the first 2. When we talk about, and sorry for this somewhat naive picture, but it's a way we hope to make people understand what it is that we can do through our retail approach. We can develop products that can help people lower the environmental impact from their life at home. And by doing that, also lower the cost of living by saving money, saving electricity, saving energy, reducing waste. And there are a few pictures or a few of these numbers that I would like to highlight, which I think makes sense in this forum. Our appliances has become 41% more efficient, which means that people save energy and electricity, thereby also on their costs. Something like an induction hob, which to some people are still very new technology. To more and more people, it's just it's a smarter, more efficient way of cooking. It saves time, it saves money, and we can help talk about all these advantages, about something we can anchor on a hook called sustainable life, but we can also just talk about all the benefits there are. saving time, freeing up time to spend with your kids. The 5 minutes or 4 or 3 minutes you save boiling a liter of water, you can use that playing with your kids at home instead. Things like that is something we can do with the huge platform we have to talk about, or talking to people on. From September, this just recent September 2015, we stopped selling anything but LED lights or LED bulbs in our stores. That is a huge transition that has happened over the last 5 years. For us, it's especially picked up speed the last 2 years. In a country like Denmark and most other countries, it hasn't been a huge change because it's been a gradual implementation. But I think for many people living in these countries, there's still this reluctance to take on LED lights because we are uncertain about it. We've gone through a transition from incandescent bulb to lower energy bulbs, and now LED bulbs. And it's not been an easy transition. But we're pushing it very hard with a huge range at low prices. And just to put it into perspective, you mentioned before all the potential savings we could have in society. And I think that is a huge part of sustainability in general, and as a retail company, something we can help talk about. Just the LED bulbs sold in Denmark last year help the citizens or our customers save around 200 million Danish kroner, which I can't in my head just calculate into euros, but it's a lot. It's divided by 7.5, something like that. But it's a huge amount of money, and that's something we need to push through. That message needs to come through to people. A more sustainable life at home is not a more expensive life. It's not about compromise. It can be just as beautiful. You can fulfill all your dreams for interior decorating and a beautiful home. It's just about doing things smarter. And we can provide the solutions or part of the solution. That's a huge role we can play. And that's something where we all need to come together and think about what are the retailers' role. We can develop products and we can help push the development in that direction. But we can't do it alone. Moving on to energy and resource and energy independence. We talk a lot about, or have talked about a lot about that it poses a risk to companies, regulations and higher demands or requirements when it comes to energy efficiency investments and things like that. We believe that it's the opposite. We believe that this is a business opportunity for us. The investments we do in renewable energy at the moment are some of the most sound investments we make, with the best payback time. We invest in windmills, PV installations, in general energy efficiency of our stores. Those investments are, if we extract all the sustainability messages from it, it's still good business. And that's a very, very important part of this, and very important part of transitioning the way that we as businesses look at it, but also the way that politicians, or we think we can help politicians change their mindset and change the agenda a little bit, because it's not a risk, it's not a way or something we should be afraid of, because it will lower our businesses' competition, or it will make it more difficult for them to compete with other companies from other countries. It's the opposite, at least from our perspective. Again, as a somewhat naive illustration, that the whole purpose of this is to show that we will go from being an energy consuming company to being an energy producing company, and by 2020 we'll produce more renewable energy than we consume in our stores and factories and buildings. Up until this year, we'll invest 1.5 billion euros in windmills, PV installations. You can look at the numbers yourself, but this is a huge transition for us. We'll be among the world's up there by, I think, top 10 energy producing companies or renewable energy producing companies. We don't intend to become a utility company. We are a furniture dealer, but it's a good business strategy. It's good investments for us. And even again, if we extract all the good messages, all the nice stories about the difference we make to the world, and just look at the bottom line, it's still good business. It also says here we've saved 40 million euros on energy efficiency investments. Utility costs, energy cost in an IKEA store is probably the second largest utility cost after staff costs. Of course it makes sense to look at that. Of course it makes sense to do those investments. And if we can also then highlight or strengthen the co-workers' proudness of working for IKEA, if we can talk about these things in a way that enables our customers to feel a little bit more proud about IKEA, it's very, very good business for us. But the important matter here is that we need to change the discourse from sustainability being a more expensive aspect of doing business that we do because we want people to think that we are a great company, and change that around to say it's a prerequisite. If we want to continue to do business, we need to make this transition and do it together with partners, governments, everyone else. We want to inspire others and we want to be inspired, and only through that we can have a sustainable future or a future in general. Thank you.